Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, from across the world to the 2022 NFL Pro Bowl preview. My name's Eddie Miles, and I'm going to be here filling you guys in on a bunch of different historical data, a couple trends, and some major storylines that are trending and happening right now regarding this game. That is definitely providing some major betting value on this year's game. You know, the Pro Bowl has always been something near and dear to my heart. Not sure why. I think it's the only professional all-star game that I can even stomach watching. And it used to be terrible. It used to be no defense, no tackles. But things changed in 2016. The format changed, and since then, the betting angles have actually changed too. So you still, either way, you got the NFL's biggest stars facing off against one another, and even cooler than that, they're playing together for probably the only time they ever will. I mean, we're going to have Stephon Diggs guarded by his brother, on Sunday. So how cool will that be for the both of them? The game is on Sunday here, February 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern. It is at the beautiful new Allegiant Stadium, right in the heart of the degenerate capital of the world, Sin City, Las Vegas, baby. Where else, right? Let me start by saying usually one of the biggest questions with the Pro Bowl is the question of motivation. Are players motivated? Do they care? Do they even want to win? And these guys are the ultimate competitors, so winning is always better than losing. I don't care who you are. Unless you're some dipshit owner that's trying to tank for Tua. Yeah, that worked out. A couple things since the change in 2016. Well, I'll even go back further than that. Since 2004, underdogs in this game are a whopping 12-4. Covering by an average of almost 5 points. 9 of those 12 won the game outright. And I guess that makes sense. We're late into the season, as late as you can get. All the data is there. We know all these players. And basically, the lines are as sharp as they're ever going to be come Super Bowl. And that's why the house just rakes throughout the playoffs. However, when it comes to the Pro Bowl, the betting intrigue isn't very high, believe it or not. Therefore, in my opinion, I'm very intrigued that that creates value. When there's less action, you can hardly find any player props. Not that I would want to bet them anyways. So, underdogs. Expect a close game. That's just typical. With the over/under, the going theory is that there's no defense, all offense. The scores are 60-50 and 48-54, and it's just not true. And it was in the 90s, I recall. But once things changed, actually, since 2016, 5 of the last 6 Pro Bowls have gone under the number. And besides last year, 2020 was the most prior game. And that was kind of a fluky game. It ended up at a total of 71 and went over. But the 3 years before that, we had a total of 33, 47, and 33. All of them easily hitting the under at an average of 23 points. Insane. And even crazier, Vegas didn't change due to that, They think last year was legit. I guess there were defensive touchdowns, pick six touchdowns. There were 7 turnovers in the enemy territory in 2020, so provided a lot of easy, fast scores. The under thus far is something I'm looking at. I want to shift over to storylines affecting the betting lines today because there are a lot of them. And let's compare that to the AFC briefly, if you will, who's starting future MVP in Justin Herbert. I think we can all agree. And 2, recent MVPs behind him with Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. Now, sure, Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon, well, they got bigger plans next Sunday. But that is nothing in comparison to what the NFC is missing for this game. And the running backs they have, the AFC is loaded. They have Jonathan Taylor, I think, starting with Nick Chubb backing him up. And then as other weapons, as wideouts, Tyreek Hill will be out there, as will Keenan Allen. So the top 2 quarterbacks, main weapons, and Travis Kelce, and Stephon Diggs, and Mark Andrews, who had a phenomenal season. So basically, these quarterbacks have their weapons, and that comfortability, that familiarity is honestly about the only advantage that you can consistently grab in a game like this, because you're coming in blind and you don't have enough time to create a playbook, and nor do the players care to do that. The season's over. It's all in fun. But if you can show off and put up 50 points, they're going to try. So, I'm excited to see the whole game through. And it's not like the NFC's full of scrubs. You still got Delvin Cook and James Conner running the ball. J.J. Jefferson, Deebo Samuel. I think Mike Evans and C.D. Lamb are the injury replacements. But they're just missing so much in the NFC. I don't see, let's even go one step further. Not that special teams usually plays a huge factor in a game like this, but I do want to say they have the best kicker in Justin Tucker and the number 1 punter in the league in A.J. Cole as well. So it's like, come on, man. Come on. All right, guys. Now I just want to show you quickly my process with using OddsJam, to facilitate these bets. And even if they're not showing up as positive EV plays on the website, which I do believe that they will come game day, you could still take advantage of the bet tracker. It is so beneficial, and actually within the next week or 2, they're going to have it all set up to grade your bets for you, so you don't have to do it manually. But either way, I got my stats right here, and I go over and go to the football page here, find the game, NFC, AFC, and then you're kind of looking around, where the lines are, the perfect line from Pinnacle. There's a few things that we really need to take advantage of. Lines are ripping slowly towards the AFC. The game came out as a pick'em, and it's up to -1.5 for the AFC. I would not be surprised to see the game kick off at least 3 points, maybe even higher. So that's a very key number. If you want to take this play, I would do it ASAP before all the squares get in and start hammering the line in that direction. So as you see, you can click your spread, all these different, props. There's a lot more in bigger marketed games. But you find your book. The line is 1.5 now. I was able to get it at 1. earlier. So that's my big play, really. The other one, I'm looking at the total points, and for so many reasons that I mentioned earlier, but mostly the last 3 games were all under by an average of 23 points. This spread opened at 61.5. It's already gone up to 63. And this one you don't need to be in a rush for if you want to wait till the last minute. The way the public bets is they bet overs and favorites, but especially where, the mystique is out there that the Pro Bowl is always an over high-scoring game. So this line's going to continue to rise. I checked it in at 63. I don't see, but it's not easy. A lot of things have to fall right for there to be that many points scored in a game where players are unfamiliar. The pace of play, I think they averaged 87 or 56 plays a team, which is on pace for the 31st fastest team in the NFL. Obviously, they're going to average more yards per play, but they're not going to get into the 60s. This game, my projection is, 31-24. Yeah, 31-24 AFC. So I wouldn't even mind, hitting. You can go over to my bet tracker. You see I plopped in, I got the line at 1 and I got the under at 63. However, you can even take a small play because why not? It's the Pro Bowl. If you want to parlay them together and you get plus 250 something. Let's see. I plugged it in here on my sports book at, 33 is going to hit me up to $85. So you love it. Not quite 3-1, but damn near. And I think we got 2 very high value bets. You guys have been great. Thanks for listening to me. I hope it helps. I hope you guys go out there and make some money. And we'll reconvene and we'll talk more in the coming weeks for the big Super Bowl a week from Sunday. Take care, everybody. Good luck.